Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again. StarCraft here. Well, Cillian here, bringing you StarCraft. A 1v1 that I have set up today that is I downloaded from the se2rep.net. Of course, just getting my replays off the usual offline spot or online spots. But I was in a casting mood and I logged in. I loaded up the internet and I said, "Hey, this looks really good because this is freaking Liquid Jinro versus E.G. Idra." Both of these players very, very well known throughout the entirety of the StarCraft world, especially in the foreigner scene. Now we have spawning here. This is going to be the dual site map, which is used by the GSL. This actually is from a tournament, the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Guangzhou, China. So this was, as I heard it, was a pretty good tournament. You know, just a few names you might know: Jinro, Idra, Damaga, FXO, former teams. Just some great players came by, and I snagged this replay, and I said, well, let's see what it's about. Let's really look at this and see what it is. Jinro and Idra, both some of my favorite players to watch. Jinro is a phenomenal Terran. As I'm scrolling over here, I guess I'll talk about Idra following his drone. Idra is, as I talk about this, he's number 13th on the North American GM. He's got 494 wins, 169 losses, about 75% win ratio. Some things to note about him: he's the only non-Korean to successfully qualify for all three GSL open seasons. The first three, which, if you recall, the GSL I talked about it a few games ago, is the heavy Korean tournament. So Idra, just a very good player, obviously, for making that. He's well known all throughout the world because he absolutely despises cheese. He despises cheese. And he used to rage quit a ton, and I mean just like straight up rage quit. You know, I saw a game just from the ladder that somebody sent into Husky, and it's probably still on his channel, buried in the thousands of videos somewhere, where Idra gets early nuked. And he tries to hold it off, but as soon as the nuke actually lands, Idra just leaves. He's like, no, just not even. No GG, no well played, nothing. Just leaves. He's very adamant about his balance talks at times. Excuse me, as I catch something in my throat there. He's adamant about his balance talks. He's well known for really, he anticipates cheese. Like here, you can see he's already pulling drones to transfer. But he's ready for the bunker rush at any moment. He hates cannon rushes. He hates cheeses. He hates early pools. He hates spine crawlers on his own creep. And the list goes on and on and on and on. However, that doesn't pull away from the fact that he is an exceptionally good player. He's actually training in Korea right now with his fellow team members E.G. Puma and E.G. Huck. But he's a solid macro player. I mean, if Idra can get into a huge macro focus of a game, then the guy is impossible to stop. Now we do have 3 Marines have been revealed here from Jinro, going to put on some early pressure. You can see a spine crawler is already going down. Queen's popped right out of here, and a second one is that Main's Queen is being pulled. He knows exactly what's coming. He's a very experienced player, wants to stop any form of bunker play, and now, knowing that there's no bunkers, so that he's got 2 queens and a spine crawler on the way, along with a couple of Zerglings, he's going to be just fine, and Jinro's going to pull back. I said that Idra rage quits a lot, and he used to. However, I've noticed as of late he usually doesn't. I knock on wood. He seemed to have gotten better, in my opinion, about just being a better mannered player, or at least keeping his mind more in the game. One of the reasons is that he was in a major tournament. He was at an MOG playing against a very good Korean, and he was winning. And this decisive battle happened, and he was ahead. Man, he had the game, but he didn't realize it. He thought he had lost, so he just left the game. Nobody could believe it. And I'm pretty sure that somebody talked to him after that and said, "Dude, you've got to sit down and look at this because it's costing you tournaments." And since then, I've noticed a bit of an increase in his play. Now, he did see the Hellions, and he does know likely Blue Flames on the way. It's very, very standard. He's already got the second spine crawler down here at his natural, along with the Queen in the mineral line. This is great placement on all ends. His scouting overlord did go in. Let's see all that he saw. He saw the swap going out a while ago, but otherwise not much more. Oh, we've run a couple of Zerglings just to check on expansion, just to see what's happening. And sure enough, he'll see it floating down. He'll know just what's going on. He won't know that the blue flame's finished or nearly done. But yes, he's a very standard player and a very solid player. Not talking about him for forever and a half. We shouldn't at all discount Liquid Jinro. Jinro is a phenomenal player in his own right. He's called the Gorilla Terran. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if it's because he's very adaptable. I don't know if it's because he's very... Well, I'm not sure. I know that he was known as Frozen Arbiter in Brood War. I know that he was the first foreigner to reach past the round of 16 in GSL. The GSL will have a 64, I believe, or 30 round of 32, a 32-member tournament. Yeah, I catch myself constantly there. And GSL will move up, halfway through. They'll have a round of 32, round of 16, 8, 4, and 2. He's the he's the first foreigner to reach past the round of 16 in GSL, and he's been at the semifinals twice. According to Liquipedia, he's actually made the third round, or he was third to Marine King in the 2011 January Code S. That is not something to sneeze at. That is phenomenal. That is great. However, that was January. This is October of 2011. And players change, and times change, and abilities change. Now, the game at hand here, Stim is on the way. A couple of Vikings, were they canceled, or did they just come out? They just came out. Spire is finishing up. I don't know why he hasn't gotten this Baneling speed. This is so crucial. And a drop trying to come in, going to be easily repelled. Idra, again, not at all new to the idea of drop play and of various mechanics and abilities of the Terran. And this is going to be thwarted easily. Now, Jinro really needs to pull this medevac out before he loses 3 straight Hellions. He's only got 6 health left. The Spire's done, but meters are not on the way. And this is interesting. Idra really didn't want his Spire seen, so he had a Overlord start generating creep over here. He does have 2 meters on the way now. Some pretty good Overlord spread about, but he really needs to... He should be expanding soon. He tends to expand at about the 11-minute mark.